I'm doing an ASMR or a couple of ASMR videos, focused on the Grammys, so stay tuned for that. Thank you. Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Last night was the annual, what was it, the 60th or 61st? It was the 61st Grammy. And you know what? I have to be honest. It was better than I thought it would be. It was. First off, Alicia Keys, she had many outfit changes. Well, she had a couple of outfit changes. The first getup she had, the green one, I felt like she was still trying to get into the groove of things. And I said, Alicia, wake up. Alicia, wake up. But her pacing was good. There wasn't dead air, or if there wasn't much. I'm glad that she didn't act extra, because that's not what we expect from Alicia Keys. So I felt like it was enough. For that time of night, it was enough. I wasn't bored. But the show actually started off with Camila Cabello. And I was thinking, what song is she going to do to open up? And I said, oh, they're going to do the biggest Broadway production version of Havana. And that's exactly what they did. Now again, I like the song Havana. You probably like the song Havana. So we can say that we most likely like the song of Havana. That was the best performance of Havana. Because Young Thug was there, because he was originally on the song, the feature version of the song that blew up. And we had Ricky Martin was there, and we even had, J Balvin was there, and I like the mashup of the different songs. I love the bright colors. It was a good time. It was mid-tempo, but it was enough to keep me interested. Because at first I said, okay, we're going to see Havana again. And then when it was going, I said, oh, we're going to see Havana again. Okay. Now, something I did not expect, because again, I don't think much of us were expecting a whole lot from the Grammys this year, which is good. And that's what I feel like these award shows just need to be. Talk about it, put it on, and give us more than what we thought we would get. We see Lady Gaga or Stephanie or... there's so many personalities. Lady Gaga, J-Lo, Michelle Obama, and Jada Pinkett Smith. I was surprised. I did not expect that. Did not expect that in the least. So when I tell you, I was more than pleasantly surprised. And they're talking about their own struggles. And, big ups to BTS for being there. And they actually did the announcement for Best, I think it was R&B. I said, okay, that's definitely an influence. So that made sense. They didn't win for their album being nominated for Best Compilation or something. But it's all right. It's all right. Representation is important. Now, like I said, the four ladies, they went and they discussed, I guess big important things about them or moments in their career, and how if it was about them pushing forward regardless of what people said or thought. But when I tell you, our first lady, our former first lady, forever first lady, Michelle Obama, she said, and she was just like, hey, yeah! And that's what I started to do on cue, like with everyone else. That went on for a solid minute. I'm thinking, okay, they only have a certain amount of time. So she needs to get through this. But they just kept clapping. I said, that's right. That's right. Shawn Mendes went. I liked the glowing piano. And I liked the Miley Cyrus feature. And I said, okay, Miley, this song is definitely where she needs to be vocally. She sounded good. It complemented his voice. It brought up the energy. I liked it. I did. Lady Gaga won for Best, what was it, Pop Duo or something like that. And so that was cool. And what was that, Casey Musgrave or something that performed? It was cool. But after her, then we got to Miss Janelle Monáe herself, Miss Dirty Computer. That's just the way you make me feel. I said, you better. Oh no! Come on. I said, Prince would be proud. Prince would be proud. And then when she did the whole, they can't handle this black girl magic, I said, look it. You better do it. You better do it. The colors, the latex, the choreography. I loved it. The showmanship. Ariana Grande should have been there, but we know why she wasn't there. So I respect the reason why she wasn't there, but it doesn't mean that I wouldn't have wished that she wasn't, because, for some of the music that was there last night, I'm thinking the Grammys, you really, she just wanted to perform Seven Rings. A full performance of Seven Rings. It would have actually fit with that night, but I get it. They probably wanted to mix it up, and because they had a lot of more hip-hop-ish stuff than maybe they normally do, and so they wanted someone who had both, to do both, to show, flexibility and diversity. I get all that. Yeah, who cares? She has 2 hot songs, and the album is bomb. I will do my review of the album later on this week, after I really live with it a little bit more. And so then the next person to win for best something song was Childish Gambino, who wasn't there. Post Malone, I feel like a lot of people forget that Post Malone, he really is an artist and a musician, and he never even called himself a rapper, and he never even just called himself a singer. He's on that new age-ish stuff, to where you can't just categorize it in one category. And so a lot of the award shows haven't caught up yet, especially the mainstream ones. But he performed, and I'm not sure who he performed with. Look, I'm not going to pretend like I know all these people. You know how dumb that would look for me to pretend like I know all these people? All I know is I thought he did a good job. I enjoyed the full performance. So then we get to the Dolly Parton tribute, and I enjoyed it. I said, okay, Katy Perry, this more so complements her singing type, so let's go for it. Because, Katy can sometimes do the yodel. So I said, this will work. And Casey Musgrave, not familiar with her, but I guess I need to get familiar with her because she won. I think she won all the stuff that Taylor Swift won in 2010 as far as the awards. Dolly looked great. I enjoyed it. Dolly puts on the show. And then once Miley came out, I said, if y'all don't do Jolene, I'm throwing a shoe. I am throwing a shoe. Look at Fantasia only being a couple of seats behind BTS. Fantasia, you deserved. You did. And you were treated right last night. And Miley was singing. And I said, see, when you take it seriously, the vocals come out. And then Morissette woman sang with them, and then Little Big Town sang with Dolly, because I guess Dolly has a new song with Lil Red Shoe. I said, I like that song. And the thing is, every time I see a Little Big Town performance, which is only on these award shows, I normally like it. So it makes me think, okay, maybe I need to listen to some more country, maybe. But yeah, I enjoyed seeing Tony there. Tony didn't win, but I enjoyed seeing Tony there. And as soon as Dolly Parton's thing was over, then we see Ariana Grande's commercial for Seven Rings. I said, that's one of the best commercials I've seen in years. I was fully engaged. Apple did that. I have to admit, Apple, they did that with that commercial. Apple and probably her management as well did that, but it made me miss her more. I said, dang it, come on, really. So then her performed the showmanship once again, the guitar, her lower voice, the live instrumentation that she had up there, and it was nice and simple and crisp. She had everyone was black. I mean, everyone was black and everyone was in black. So that was a double win. And then she knows how to perform. She knows how to hold you with her voice. And when she did her solo, and everyone was just like, yeah, we see why the industry's like, you need to watch for her. You need to really watch for her because she's coming. She's ready. And there's nothing that anyone can do to stop her. At first, Cardi B. So when Cardi B came out, I'm thinking, okay, Cardi. I said, wait a minute. That's not Cardi playing the piano. That's not Cardi playing the piano. I said, that's not Cardi playing the piano. No. It wasn't. But Cardi, she could, because she was wearing a similar dress. So they tricked everyone by doing that. But Cardi did that. She did that. And I said, Cardi has a Vegas. People don't understand how this works. Cardi B has a Vegas residency. That was 100% Vegas. Cardi was showing you why you need to go to Las Vegas and see her. Period. Cardi B is a performer. She is a performer. She got on that, she got on the piano. She was moving. She definitely looked more comfortable. Like I said, everything about it was Vegas. From the peacock, feather boa thing. Not boa, but feather thing. It was nice to actually see Offset there. It was. Cardi did that. It made me like Money even more, the song that she was performing. And then for Best Country Album, Casey Musgrave. Once again, which kind of shows we see where tonight is leaning. Alicia Keys. Big ups to Alicia Keys. Because she performed. I said, now we know for the past couple of years, I won't say the word everyone, but a lot of people were talking about Alicia Keys' vocals and how there was issues there. When I tell you that Alicia Keys showed up and showed out, showed up, showed out, she was singing, she wasn't doing too much to make us go, ooh, okay, hold back. No, it was just the right amount. And I was so happy. I was so happy for her, and I was so happy for us. I was happy that people didn't have to do their unnecessary lighting up into her for the vocals. I was happy that she was playing, I think at that time she was playing both pianos, giving tribute. I said, it's Black History Month. You better do it. You better do it. You better do it. She flipped a couple of songs. When Ella Mai saw that Alicia Keys was singing her song, she almost fell out. She was like, oh my. Quincy was there like, yes, Alicia, sing. This is the woman that we fell in love with vocally. Sing. But Alicia, she did that. She did that. Period. Period. I was so happy for her. And then Dan and Shay. I've heard that voice. I've heard their names before. I know, I never fully listened to the song Tequila, which was fine because sometimes you need to hear artists live, and that's what changes your opinion or makes you show more interest into them. But they were singing. Now, I don't know who Dan is. I don't know which one's Dan and which one's Shay, but the one who was at the piano, he was like, this is our moment, Captain, take it. And he was singing that song as if that was the last song he was ever going to sing in his life. And I enjoyed every moment of that. So now, what was it for Best Rap Song? And it went to God's Plan. And here goes the foolery. Why didn't anyone tell us that Drake was there? I had no idea that Drake was there, first off. Second, foremost, Drake's speech was great. He said, hey, you don't need stuff like this to validate you. A lot of people don't realize that Drake has been nominated before, but kind of like with Nicki and a lot of other artists in that time, for whatever reason, hip-hop and rap and all of that still wasn't taken as seriously at the Grammys, and so they wouldn't win. They would get all these nominations and wouldn't win, and for really good songs too. And so that's where like the pseudo boycotts came to be. And so I didn't even think Drake was coming, but Drake was there. He won, which he of course didn't think he was going to win because it normally never happens. And Then they cut him off because he went and said, this is great, but you making music for yourself and for your family and for your community and changes your community, that's what matters most. Not doing it to get an award. Everything that he was saying was right. But as soon as you say that, this isn't everything, or this isn't what matters most, they cut him off because they weren't having that. I said, really? Okay. So we'll lighten you tomorrow. I mean, I get it. I understand it makes sense. It's their platform. They don't want people going and bad-mouthing them. But hey, you wouldn't be bad-mouthed if the people who were voting weren't doing foolery. And I'll say that. Now, Miss Diana Ross, the boss, performed and tributed herself because why wouldn't she? She's a living legend, and that's what a living legend, as long as they're able to do it, should do it. She was wearing a red get up. I said, oh, you were ready to go back to Vegas. I see it. I see it. And people will pay because they should. Now, Lady Gaga, when she performed Shallow, but her grandbaby, the 9-year-old black one with all that hair, he's great. He is great. Definitely a lot of personality, confident already. Lady Gaga playing her Vegas version of Shallow was confusing because I don't think any of us were expecting that. It was definitely a very Vegas night. She sounded good, but I just wanted to enjoy the song because I was kind of like, okay, but this is a part of showmanship. So I can't complain too much because we said we want showmanship. That's what we keep saying, right? That's what we keep saying. And so when artists give it to us, then we complain about how they give it to us. And then I think that was James Blake up there with Travis Scott. And I like the song. I like the song that he performed. I'm sure the Grammy viewers weren't ready for all of that. Him in the cage and a bunch of people trying to do the mosh pit. It was a lot. But I liked it. I liked it because I said, look at people probably watching like WTF. And that alone gives me more than enough. It was cute seeing Alicia Keys sing with Smokey Robinson. I said, oh, thank you, Alicia. You sound good. This is all we wanted. Now we get to this Motown tribute. And hold on, because I need a moment. And as I previously stated, tonight was very Vegas. Because that's what the Motown tribute gave me. If I went to Vegas and went to a show, that's what I would see. And again, J-Lo did good. She did. She performed. She moved. She got flipped around. I said, I don't care if she's, if it's a recorded track or not. She sounds good. But we just expect something different when we think Motown. So when Smokey came out, we were like, okay. That's what we thought we were going to get. Again, I love J-Lo, so this is no diss to J-Lo, period. And then she kept going, and then Neo was singing, and Alicia even came out, and I just thought it was going to be different. That's all. And I have the right to say that I thought it was going to be different. Like I said, BTS went and gave her the best, what was it? R&B artist. What award that was? Her won, and I'm happy for her. She obviously deserved it, and she was just so she didn't know what to say, and it's nice to see that. It's nice to see that she deserved it. So then we get to who do you want to talk about next? Oh, Chloe and Halle. Woo! They performed a Miss Hathaway track. Murked. They did what needed to be done. And I understand that, maybe people have an idea in their mind how songs should be sang. And also, people seem to be extra critical of Chloe and Halle. I said, first of all, they can sing. So how are you being extra critical of people who can sing because you don't like how they harmonize? Their voices are very different. That's why it works. Tired of them. And now, for Best Rap Album, and I don't care if you're mad or not, it went to Cardi B! It went to Cardi B, And I know some people are pressed. Even in the audience, I was looking at some of their faces like, oh, they are mad. They are mad. Big mad. Big mad. But who cares? Because here's how this works. Sometimes things have to happen for a reason. Now, lyrically, was Cardi B's album better than the other people's? Probably not. Probably not. But we're not talking about that. She won. And that's all that matters. Because we said we want change, and sometimes this is the form of change that we get. And I get it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. Yes, Cardi B collaborates with a lot of people, and a lot of people work on her music and write some of the stuff. But hey, Cardi B did something very special with this album rollout. Just like how she was saying, she was trying to talk, and she was there, and her husband was there to support her, and she was shaking, and she was almost crying in tears because why would she think that she would get something like this? Why? Her. Period. And even how she got pregnant, and people said she wasn't going to be successful now because she had the baby, and all these things were happening. And so this was bigger than just music. And sometimes that's what happens. So I'm supporting. Again, no one's saying that if we had to fully grade it on raps alone, that it was the best album. But we know that these award shows, that's not what it's about most of the time. Let's be clear. We know that. Now, Dua Lipa performed with this other woman, and they dressed similarly. I guess it was like a futuristic / they were both clearly women, so it wasn't androgynous, but maybe not. But maybe they weren't focusing too much on femininity. I'm not really sure what they were doing with that. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure what they were doing with that. I mean, it sounds fine. So Best New Artist went to Dua Lipa. And I do think that she deserves. She has a lot of good songs, and she's a hit machine. And sometimes that's what they're basing things off of. Sometimes they're basing it off of other things. And I actually don't think that she'll be hit with the Grammy curse either. Do I wish that Chloe and Halle got it? Yeah, of course I do. Her? Yeah. But it can only be one. It can only be one. And they did the Aretha Franklin tribute right. They had Yolanda Adams, Fantasia, and Andra Day. And they sang with all the breath in their body. All the breath in their body. Now, obviously, this was a more reserved Fanny, but Fanny looked great. She did what she had to do. Miss Yolanda always does what she needs to do. Andra Day sounded great, and I enjoyed it. And now we get to the last two things. Now, This Is America won, and the songwriters or producers came up to accept the award, so good for them. Cool for them. And, they were saying that Childish Gambino had a huge vision, and this song opened up a lot of conversation, which it did, and all of that. I just personally, I don't like the song. And I've never seen the full music video. I've seen bits and pieces, but it just kind of weirds me out. It does. I can still support. I still big up Childish Gambino, period. And for Album of the Year, it went to Casey Musgrave, Golden Hour. And apparently people are like, she's super talented, so I'm not going to take that away from her. Do I wish that other people won? Like, was that my preference? Yeah. I'm not going to take it away from her. I mean, I've matured at this point. I'm not going to go off every single time. I'm not. Clearly, it still shows, though, what... since this is about the voting academy, again, since they're saying this is about votes, then more people who like certain genres of music need to vote and partake. I understand you feel like it doesn't matter, but hey, give it a try and see what happens. How about that? So that was it. Oh, yeah.